My name is Farah, and today I'm here to tell you why people suck. Maybe that's a little bit harsh, but come on, I'm not wrong. It seems like it's getting harder and harder to find good people these days, and we're left to wonder, are we even good ourselves? Anyone who's religious is just trying to get into heaven, but some would argue that their motive is corrupt. Luckily, I may have an answer to the world's ethical conundrums, or at least explain why being a little saint is impossible. Spoiler alert, it might be better than you think. Also, spoilers for The Good Place. The Good Place is a fantasy comedy TV show that talks about afterlife and ethics in a pretty funny way.
I'm listening. Are we sure we should be paying attention to these guys? It's like, who died and left Aristotle in charge of ethics?
Plato.
Coming! We're just kissing!
There are 5 characters: Eleanor, Chidi, Tahani, Jason, and Michael. You see, Eleanor is dead, and she made it into heaven, or the Good Place as it's called. After Michael, the architect of the neighborhood, introduced her to her soulmate Chidi, she drops a bomb.
Clowns. There's been a big mistake. I'm not supposed to be here.
She's a mistake. To put it simply, Eleanor was a bad person, but as the show goes on to tell us, so is Chidi, Tahani, and Jason. The audience immediately understands why Eleanor and Jason are here, but it was confusing at the beginning why Tahani, and especially Chidi, a professor in ethics, is destined to the bad place. They had their reasons and worked together to earn their place in the good place. Through the show, we see why they are bad people, but it raises the question, how can we be good? What's stopping us, and why don't we just logic everything out? Aren't humans supposed to be empathetic creatures? Can we be good? Let's find out together. To begin, what does it mean to be good? The dictionary definition is being morally excellent, virtuous, and righteous. To get into the good place, that's who you have to be. A kind, honest, and virtuous person. That in of itself can be difficult at times. Sometimes it's hard to do a good action and mean it. If you have any ulterior motives, all good actions go to waste. That's what doomed Tahani in the first place. In layman's terms, to be good, you need to do good and mean it. So let's see what a good action is. A good action is defined as having admirable, pleasing, superior, or positive qualities, not negative or mediocre. Upon hearing this, you may think it's easy to do this. I mean, you just need to be honest with everything you say and do. Maybe a little extra too. So why don't we? Why don't we be good all the time? In the show, we see how easy it is to be a good person in the afterlife, as everything was taken care of. No taxes or jobs or annoying neighbors who mow their lawn at 6 a.m. on a Sunday. You know who you are. It was pure bliss. All Eleanor had to worry about was being a good person. But it's easy to say that you want to be good, but you're faced with a lot of obstacles. One of them being your needs. People need to be able to sustain themselves before doing anything effective. This is why philosophers of the century have discussed effective altruism. Peter Singer gave an example of this in a TED Talk. Say you're extremely ill, practically on your deathbed, and you donate your last dollar to an AIDS charity. While extremely altruistic, that dollar won't go anywhere. For an action to be considered effective, it must have an obvious impact. That's why Mr. Singer encourages people to go into jobs with high incomes. For more money earned means more to give. Before you can help anyone else, you need to help yourself. Now, let's assume that you're living relatively comfortably and have the time and money to spare. Why don't you spend that time volunteering in a soup kitchen instead of watching the newest season of your favorite TV show? Seriously, instead of watching a teenager rant about ethics, spend that time raising awareness for gender equality or something. Well, if you aren't grading me for this project, then most likely you're taking a break from work. Soon you get back to work, do your laundry or homework, or make dinner. Yes, there isn't anything stopping you from sacrificing that break time to do something good, but once you start taking breaks, you'll lose control of your life. As it turns out, the ability to take breaks and unwind isn't just a luxury. It is a necessity for your mental health, to give you a sense of stability while dealing with the chaos of life. If you're already someone who struggles with mental health and self-worth, then sacrificing extra time is the worst thing you can do in the long run. Being good shouldn't be bad for you.